This just explains how to set up for printing portrait style. This is the main screen, and because computers tend to be wider, computer screens tend to be wider than they are high, so it's more like a landscape design. So if you take a piece of paper and you have the thing on its side, then this is suited to this. So if you print these pages, they come out landscape, but it's often nice to print portrait. So we have to have a different place for doing that. So up here you see there's a button. It says design with a little printer logo. This one's set up for printing, but this is for designing printouts. You can also get there by going to the file menu and going printed page designer, or you can right click and select the same thing, or press F2. So in this screen, this white area here, if the white is the background that we've chosen, it represents the piece of paper. And here is a box for controlling what we're doing, and this is all just filling up the screen. So this is like a blank piece of paper, and printouts can often be multiple pages. So we have the concept of a design. A design is a set of pages, and that set has a name, and it's something we can print out. We say we print this design, then it prints out that number of pages, unless we choose only to print some of the pages or one of the pages. So under layout examples, there are quite a few examples of designs. Each one of these is in fact a design. Some are 2 pages. So we select the attractive chart and dashes. Then this is the thing you get. And this is much more suited to printing than, the layout examples for the main screen. So for example, this, what I call the fancy title, has been left black because obviously different users will have different ideas about what color they like. So if we want to change the color, we just click on it, and the color is here, fancy title color. So we can change it maybe to blue, and we say OK, and then we click the fancy title button, and it's blue. So you can customize these pages. You don't have to have this kind of natural color coding. You can have a monochrome color coding, whatever you like. You just right click on the thing, select the color scheme you want, and it'll come out like that. So that's page 1, and if we go to page 2, we see that we're going to get a whole page of 3 level dashes, and this will cover 100 years approximately of somebody's life. It's a good and when it prints out, it'll print out the columns that it can fit on a printed page, which is usually about 6 columns. So you'll actually get more years than it looks like on this print preview. Now, if your screen is quite big, you can see very clearly everything. If, for example, you have a relatively small screen, the point size is getting small, you can click on labels, and then you'll just see a little description of the thing that's placed in that place. So that might occasionally be useful. And if you're creating some new design, not just using the layout examples, what you do is click New Design, give it a name, like and you can transfer the current design, or you can start with a blank style or blank design, and then you just click OK, and then that's the thing. And here you have listed the various things you've created. So you can create like a 1-page printout for clients, or 2 pages, 4 pages, whatever you want to generate it with your own creativity, to your own suitedness, and then it's all will be here. And when you click print, then you can choose the actual design you want to print out. Then you choose whether you want to print this page or all the pages, or a range of pages, whether you want to print just this chart or a batch of charts, You can click here if you want to change the printer or the print quality. And you can also choose between a monochrome. Monochrome means pretty much everything comes out in black and white, or color, which is you get what you see on the screen. And then you click OK and it goes to the printer. And when you're finished, there's a button up the top for going back to the main screen, or again you can press F2 or select this item and you go back. Now, one thing we talked in the about the page wizard in another video, and the page wizard is very useful for laying out these pages. And if you click one of these buttons up here, so this is the fine grid button, switches it everything on. So you can find it's easier for positioning things when you can see the grid. So that's the utility of it. The grid won't print out, but anyway, you can just remove it by clicking the button again. So this is how it's really easy to make beautiful printouts. And things like borders, again I remind you that's in the page wizard, which is this button, or under the format menu. And here it controls the backgrounds and borders and these other factors. And this is a 2x4. Now that's very important. This is 2x4. And why is it important? It's important because the size of the points, the point size of the tables, is really dependent on how many across and high, how many cells you have on your page. So if we had, say, 3 across and 5 or 6 down, the point size would be smaller because one of these is fitting in one of these cells. So if you want to make the point size bigger of regular tables, then reduce this. So 2x4 gives you a decent sized point size on tables. The fancy title, the charts, they can all be made any size you like, also the graphs.